my thoughts there is like you said, we always want to go for that extra kick. When you get that extra open guy, hey, now show me this is what you make the millions for. You're that much open, you must be able to make that shot. But nobody in front of you contestant, or if a defender is late, you're still supposed to make that shot. And it's a more easier shot than somebody breathing down your neck. Everybody knows that. So I would prefer that, but sometimes you have a dominant guy who's a LeBron or let's just say a Kobe or a Dwayne Wade, where hey, he's like, listen, I just need my 2 steps. Give me my 2 steps, and I got this. In that case, hey, we're gonna march forward and only go and take the shortcut. But originally, I'll let the longer way. Another reason why you're taking more time off the clock. You know what I mean? With
Right.
shifting guys. You know what I mean? So hey, let's waste a little more time. We get a more better look. It's a win-win-win factor. Bottom line.
Hello, Raptors black and white fans. We are back again for another video. It's funny, it's feast or famine around here at Raptors and Black and White. We either leave you hanging with no videos, or we come at you, with only a couple days between. Head swag in the house, of course, once again, and I am Slang. We're going to take through Raptors Knicks game, and then we'll talk about the week to come and whatever other thoughts pop into our heads. So, yes, sir. I know we talked a tiny bit about the Raptor Knicks game, but what are your thoughts on the game that we just had happen?
Not bad, not bad. Now that they showed that they could get the job done. We had our center there, Pieces. He came out and he played a good game. He actually started 2 games back to back. You know what I mean? So I'm proud that the coach is giving guys using these options now. You know what I mean? We have Gary Trent Jr. coming out and with a thunderous jam. Oh, I don't know if you've seen that bad boy.
I commented as one of my top plays of the game, actually, on my. Yeah, he did the nice one where like he had it out here and it was like,
yeah, like
yeah.
tomahawk. He used like
Yeah.
enough of this. Anyway, we need to see more of that. That's what exactly the Raptors need to do. Be dominant. They were, like I said, running downhill instead of uphill for once, and the game got close. But once again, it's about runs, and they closed out on their end. Good for them.
Yeah, I was getting a little worried. Third quarter started out great. Pascal hit a three, and then I think it might have even been Gary Trent Jr. hit a three. I don't know. I did make a note of it, but we had back-to-back threes to start the third quarter. Then it went, and then the beginning of the fourth was like, oh no! I think they came back and tied it, and even took the lead for a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
But then, yeah, luckily that group without Pascal and Fred actually ended up sort of keeping and growing the lead nicely. So it made it a little more comfortable. Quick question though. It's funny you mentioned Gary Trent Jr.'s dunk. Are you a dunk or a three? Like, what is more exciting? Remember they used to have that NBA ad campaign a couple of years ago. If you're a 3-point guy or a dunk guy, what do you have a preference for excitement?
I'm from the school of the hard knocks, so I love to see a power jam. If I see a power jam, that wakes me up. It's electrifying when a guy gets up there, and when you actually look into a kid's eyes and you see how the kid's eyes just open up, like wow, it's fascinating. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll take the dunk over the three.
That's hilarious. I'm not surprised that you say that because I think we've referenced before. I probably watched more basketball at your house when we were kids, and certainly though watching those VHS tapes of Jordan versus Dominique Wilkins or Donna Meek, as he was being
Dominique.
referred to back in the day. Yeah, those were anyway.
That's my man, number 21. We all know.
Yes. But yeah, Precious started again, yeah, because OG didn't come. So I guess last game he started for Fred VanVleet, and with no OG in this one, he got the second start. Yeah, good to see what he's doing. I mean, he had less points than I thought, when I checked out the box score, I was actually a little bit surprised. Just because watching the game, I thought he had more. Like he only ended up with 12 points, but he was involved in a lot of the game. He had 11 rebounds, 2 steals. Um, but yeah, nice. The other player that I thought was good to see was Boucher finally doing something coming off the bench. He's been riding the pine the last couple of days. He didn't even get in. Coach's decision did not play. But he was 23 minutes this time, 14 points, 3 steals, and 7 rebounds. Not bad.
Not bad, and this is what we want to see from the Raptors. Everybody, like I said, sharing the sugar. It doesn't have to be a one-man show. When it's a one-guy show and one guy scoring 40 points to a losing cause, what's all that about? Like you just said, we have one guy scoring 12 points, another guy scoring 14 points, another one scoring a little 20 points. We share the sugar that way. Everybody goes home happy, and we get the W. This is Rapture basketball, people. Let's cloud them up.
Yeah, no, I agree. So then again, just sticking with that quickly, because it's even funny. I've been saying on my channel, so I've been saying the same thing. Like, and even here, we've been talking about we get too much ISO Pascal. Even just two-man Fred and Pascal sometimes is it's not coming with results because the other team knows they can either just hang back, and if Pascal's going to take it, he's going to try a spin, or Fred's going to try and throw it up. Once in a while, Fred will go towards the basket, but then they just stuff him. It was looking a little bit like that when they first came off the bench here in this game with like 3 minutes left. He brought back in Pascal and Fred. But then Fred hit that three. So that's partly why I was asking you what's more exciting in the last minute when you can hit a three and it's almost the nail in the coffin. Those are good. But sorry, I'm getting to a question. What do you prefer to see when we're talking about ball movement? Like, are you okay with sort of a trying to go to the basket and wait for the double team to come and then kick it out to the open guy? Or do you prefer even more movement where it's like, kick, open guy, and then sometimes even he's a little bit open, but if you do that fourth pass or fifth pass to the really open guy, he gets an even better look, or are you okay with them sort of driving in and watching for when the double comes and kicking it out to the open guy? What are your thoughts there?
My thoughts there is, like you said, we always want to go for that extra kick. When you get that extra open guy, hey, now show me this is what you make the millions for. You're that much open, you must be able to make that shot. With nobody in front of you contesting, or if a defender is late, you're still supposed to make that shot. And it's a more easier shot than somebody breathing down your neck. Everybody knows that. So I would prefer that, but sometimes you have a dominant guy who's a LeBron or let's just say a Kobe or a Dwayne Wade, where, hey, he's like, listen, I just need my 2 steps. Give me my 2 steps, and I got this. In that case, hey, we're gonna march forward and only go and take the shortcut. But originally, I'll let the longer way. Another reason why you're taking more time off the clock. You know what I mean? With shifting guys. You know what I mean? So hey, let's waste a little more time. We get a more better look. It's a win-win-win factor. Bottom line.
Yeah, I know. Well, it always is funny too because it's obviously results. And I even when we had Kawhi, it was if he's going to take the ball at the end of the game, you're kind of like, okay, Kawhi, I guess you're going to take the ball. But when they get them, then of course you don't mind it happening. Like when Pascal is going ISO, but he's in one of those zones where he's like hitting everything, even is crazy where he gets screwed up at the elbow and has to do a turn and that's falling in. Then you start to go, all right, obviously Pascal's just on fire tonight. But yeah, I hate the empty possessions. I love your point about the wasting or using up more time in the clock because the thing I hate the most are those empty, quick Fred VanVleet, and I bash Fred VanVleet way too often because I actually think he's a solid guy and I think he understands a lot about basketball, but too often he comes in for like just a quick little pull-up three or he'll do a little drive, but there's like, it's early in the shot clock, like it's still at 12.
And you're the general. He's the general. He's supposed to be setting up so if, like you said, when he's on and he does that, it's so sweet. But usually you want to use up so hey, make it go through the system, get it back, and have that, like I said, for sure shot, then hit them with the dagger. You know what I mean? But that's a system people need to. Everybody has to be on the same page with that system. We can't have guys say, "No, I need to get mine," and that's where the whole nother politics of the game comes in.
Yes, I know, I know. Well, that's the rumblings I don't like hearing. Like Gary Trent's not happy, and it's like, yeah, because we're not starting him, or we're not like anyway. We're trying to teach him lessons. It's like the Tracy McGrady example we used a few weeks ago, where why are we trying to give Tracy McGrady a lesson when our team sucks and there's no way we're going to win the chip? I sort of feel like that with Gary. Like if he wants to start, he wants to whatever. Let's let him do it, and let's re-sign the guy. And anyway, sorry, I'm
I know. But
I'm
hey,
falling
back
into
to your
that.
argument about that three though. I know what you mean when it comes down to the last minute and it's a 1.2 seconds and they're down by one and it's a dagger three. I know what you mean compared to a dunk, but you know they both have their thrill in a good way.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, I'm not arguing that I am a dunk guy myself. Like, yeah, if there's a nice throwdown, or I mean, if anybody can get fancy at all, like I even obviously I noticed the OG little back thing when he's open because I'm like, oh yeah, I put a little extra flair into it. Actually, there was a
Yeah.
oh my God, I always mix up his name. The Toby, no, is it Poppin or it's Toppin? What the
Oh,
heck's his first
Tobin.
name?
Oh,
Hobie Toppin.
Tobin. Yes, Obi Tobin. Yes.
It's so embarrassing. People are going to start
we,
watching these videos just
we'll
to say,
tell them we're sorry about that one,
yeah. Well,
man.
I know it's my fault. I'm telling you, I don't know anyone's name. I can picture everyone's face. I never forget, but names, I'm brutal. But he had a dunk like in the game today that was like just powerful, crazy. I mean, I know he was in the dunk contest, probably worst dunk contest ever last year. But still, he can throw it down and he can get up there. And yeah, it was like, and as a obviously because it was the other team, I felt as much as the inverse of excitement as I feel when Gary Trent dunks it. And as a Raptor fan, yeah, when Toppin slammed that one, I was like, oh no, is this gonna give them momentum? And anyway,
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
no,
yep.
totally agree. Okay, so yeah, quickly here, looking forward, we've got a bunch of games coming up in a little tight schedule here. We got Sacramento on Wednesday, we've got Golden State Friday, Portland Saturday, and then Phoenix on Monday. And I guess to round it out as five. Oh, sorry, that's next Wednesday, so it's not quite in the week. So yeah, the next four games on this road trip. What do you expect? They were talking about in the broadcast today. I don't know if you had the sound up or not, but they were saying that these guys all have pretty solid home records. So even though Portland might not be doing that great, and even Golden State is down in the standings, they still have great home records. So what do you think? First of all, I guess about Sacramento, what should we expect there, and then let's talk about Golden State, and then maybe we will.
Well, let's just talk about the Raptors on the road in general.
Okay, there you go.
What happens is we are a home team ourselves, and we've been shaking it lately. So now going on the road with this win, I think we'll go on the road with some momentum. But will it continue, or is it going to fizz out because we're on the road? You know what I mean? And we're not generally a hot road team, but we do got some teams, and like you said, they're not playing the best basketball, so sky's the limit. It's just basically it's going to be down to who wants it more. And right now, we need some W's. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, we do need some W's. It's going to be interesting to see who we end up with at center. Like, I wonder if they'll continue with Precious there, because obviously Sacramento, they've been doing a little better. They got Sabonis in there, and he seems to be playing better than he was when he was in Indiana. Although weirdly, I know the players Indiana got back are also playing better than they played in Sacramento. So I guess sometimes you just need to change the scenery. But he can sort of dominate that center position, and we don't really have anyone to defend against that. We have to kind of do it by committee. It seems. I know I saw Koloko. They sent him down to the D League, and he got 30 points or something. Um, so I mean that bodes well for the future, but I'm not sure Koloko can come into a game at this point yet. He still has that sort of rookie. You were talking about putting meat on. He's one that literally needs to put meat on because he's too weak and sort of thin. Like he gets punked when he tries to go
Oh,
up.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
I,
And
I
then if you're seeing that in regular, when playoff comes, it's a whole different ball of game there. So, like you said, it's a grow and learn process, as we know. But some guys they just have it, and some guys grow into it, and yeah, like you said, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, no, and I think a stint in the D League will be good for him anyway, because that's all he does need is some minutes and some playing time, because he seems to be able to find the right place at the right time. He fouls a little too much, but Pascal still was carrying a bunch of fouls today, but he seems to have gotten better. Koloko, it's that high energy. I think they're just everywhere all the time. Plus, he's so long, his hands are getting in there, but he seems to be always in foul trouble or fouling out of the games, which is okay. And then so I guess two more, because I noticed that we will do another video probably next Sunday, so we can talk about Phoenix as a preview then. But Golden State Warriors coming up on Friday. What do you think about them? Are they as bad as they've been playing, or do you think they're better than they have been playing?
Uh,
Sorry.
I think for utmost, I think we no doubt could, like I said, any given, it's not a Sunday, but any given day we could you know uh get one of these guys. Hey, yes, we know they're an all-star team. We know, hey, they got their team together. We know they got some guys playing some outstanding ball there, but once again, it's the energy. Let's see what kind of energy we bring when we go down there. And like I said, it looks like the guys are starting to run downhill. Let's see if they can keep it up. They do. Like I said, sky's the limit.
Yeah, I hope so too. I do think that the Raptors tend to play to their competitor, they play to the level of the competition. Unfortunately,
Right.
a few years ago, one of our nice trademarks was we just rolled over everyone, no matter who we were playing. They would always.
Right. That's right.
I'd hear the U.S. guys sort of saying, "Oh, well, their record is only that good because they've destroyed teams below 500, and their record against teams above 500 is only okay." Now we seem to have the opposite problem. Like, we're losing to Orlando back to backs. We're losing to teams that we should punish. But I think that,
Indiana, stuff like that. Yeah, you got it. And
yeah, going in on the road into Golden State, maybe the guys that were there and got the ring, something will their spidey sense will tingle, and they'll step up and try and win that one. And then I think that we can beat Portland on Saturday as well. I mean, I don't know. I sort of feel bad for them. They've got some injuries. I think Damian Lillard is a talented guy, but I don't think they're going to be winning a championship this season or anytime in the next couple of years. So,
a couple of years, yeah. Yeah, solid guy, but yeah, would like to see them get some stuff together. But at the same time, us here at home, we need to get some stuff together.
yeah, they can get stuff together after Saturday. How about that?
That's right, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I don't know. Any other comments or any messages you want to get out there, or topics that you want to talk about before we wrap this one up?
Nothing much really, other than like I brought up, I think last week. I know the All-Star weekend is coming up. I know we do have guys that are looking solid out there. It looks like we might have some fun this year. So, what do you think? What do you think about that?
All-Star. I
Yeah.
certainly hope Pascal gets in. Although I have to admit, I have not voted at all myself, so maybe I better hop on there. And anybody watching, hop on. I think it's on NBA.com. You can go vote. So let's vote in Pascal. We've certainly got enough fans and viewers here in Canada. Not us, of course. So please like, subscribe, and share this with a friend.
I was about to say the same exact thing. I was going to say, while you're liking
All
and
right.
voting, you know what? Give us a like, give us a share, give us a comment, people. We're doing this, and we're out here. Thank you.
Exactly. We could use it. Although we were up, but we bumped up in the last week by a couple of subscribers. But yeah, that's really all I'm expecting. I actually watched the whole Zach Lowe and Bill Simmons video where they were going through the players they thought should make it. A couple of surprises. They had in the West, they had Shea Gillis as the other guard with Doncic. so that was sort of interesting because they like they didn't think. Oh my gosh, wait, maybe John Morant is in there as a forward. There were a bunch of people though that they were sort of feeling like, oh, I know, Steph Curry. Jesus, I'm like, somebody got snubbed. Who was it that I'm not thinking of? Yeah, right, Steph. They thought that Shea Gillis should be in there instead of Steph, and so that was kind of interesting. There's a little bit of forward in the East. Like I don't think Pascal is going to start. He's going to probably be on the next tier, but all this Joel Embiid, or I think they had Tatum, Giannis, Joel Embiid, and maybe KD are all playing well enough. Although with KD being injured, maybe it's not even going to be a thing. But I don't know. I'm not a Joel Embiid fan, so I really revel in when he was crying and hugging Marcus all. After the shot, after this shot right there happened, and ended
Right
their
there,
season.
folks. Woo! All
Yes.
day. Oh
Exactly. So
man.
that's the Joel Embiid I like, or like, I like even the one that was flying around and then got beat. I don't know. I'm not as disappointed that Jokic keeps, beating him out for MVP as some people in the NBA are, because they love Joel. I just think he's kind of too arrogant, and he's good. Don't get me wrong. To see a big man that can shoot like that, but I think he just whines too much, and he's always looking for foul.
That's so. If he could tweak that part of his game, then he'll get that crown. That's exactly it. That little energy that he uses for crying and taunting everybody, if he could just package that away now and just use that and get an extra 3% here on assist or 6% there in field goals, then we'll give him the crown. So once again, a little maturity, and I think he'll go a long way. Great player, but you know, when you're that way and you want to bug guys, people see it, the taunting. You know what I mean? And sometimes you need to change that character.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's just maturity. I actually have I don't know if I should say, but I've heard some funny stories. My uncle coaches a girls' high school team, and they were able to use Philly's facilities and to do some
Nice.
practices. And Joel Embiid supposedly was around and asking around, like, who are all these girls? Why are all these girls down there playing? And it was when he was closer to being just drafted. So he was like 20 or something. Like he was just a year older or 2 years older than some of the girls that were all playing. And supposedly
Okay, nice.
he was happy to go have a game of horse against them. And anyway, it's pretty funny. He destroyed them from what I was told. But yeah, Joel Embiid. Yeah. Okay. Well, so and then the rest of the All Star. I don't know who's going to be the guards for the East.
Mr. Irving himself, man, I believe would be one. No, would he? Yeah, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, he certainly has the skills. See, he's another guy that I don't love. But mostly just because of his attitude. Like he's proven that he's not really a winner. Um,
Well, he's a winner, but he's been by certain guys saying that he hasn't done his dues, and I think he's paid his dues. But once again, package up all that talking, keep it for on the court. Like you know what? We're old school. We're like guys like Jordan and Kobe that would say, "All right, you know what? You're saying that? No problem. Next game, come out, hit us with 53 points, and be like, what you saying now? You know what I mean? Like."
right.
Make your game talk. Don't do the talking. Let the game talk. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, actually, okay. So I see who it's funny. We were just talking about Halliburton. So Tyrese Halliburton, who came from Sacramento to Indiana, they're saying he's going to be a starter. Donovan Mitchell,
Okay.
makes sense that he's the other starter too, especially when he's putting up 70.
Oh, Spider-Man. Okay.
Yeah. So and then Kyrie's going to come off the bench. Harden. Oh, and these guys have. Oh, they actually have KD. So poor Joel Embiid. At least on here it says that the starters are going to be Kevin Durant, Giannis, and Tatum. See, Joel,
Okay.
stop being a baby. Stop with your little taunting attitude there. Be a good sport, and maybe you'll get to start. And then they've got
Love you, big guy. Know you want a ring. You deserve it, but
yeah,
you know what to
finish
do.
the process. Finish the process, and then you'll get some respect. Then they've got Butler, Pascal Siakam, Jaylen Brown, and Bam Adebayo coming off the bench for the reserves. And then Western Conference. Oh, interesting though, they didn't go with who the broadcast I watched said. It says here Western Conference is going to be Luka Doncic, Stephen Curry, Nikola Jokic, LeBron James, and Zion, with Shea Gillis, Sabonis, Markkanen, who just has been thriving since he got traded for Utah. I mean, she's talking about change of scenery, helping a guy. Wow. Like he's made it to the All-Star team. I think this is his first All-Star game. Then Anthony Davis, Damian Lillard, and Devin Booker are the rounding out the reserves for the West. So
Booker made it again. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. They're saying the snubs are Paul George, De'Aaron Fox, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jeremy Grant. I think he's with Detroit still. Oh no, wait, this is the West. Where did Jeremy Grant end up going? He got traded. Is he on the Kings even? I don't know. And Aaron Gordon getting snubbed, and in the East they're saying DeMar DeRozan, Randall, who we just saw in the game tonight against the Raptors, Trae Young, Drew Holiday, Jalen Brunson, who we also saw, and Kyle Kuzma, all of the snubs for the East. So I think it'll be a good game, though. I mean, I like the NBA All-Star game. Do you like the new format where they go to a certain score?
It's interesting, but once again, I rather them just make them play ball 48 minutes, make the time run down. But it brings a little different a different twist to it anyway.
Yeah, it seems like they actually throw in some defense there at the end. Like, everyone. I think baseball is the best All-Star game just because everybody can try as hard as they can, and nobody's going to get hurt. And you're not usually smashing somebody in the face to tag them out at the plate, so it's not.
That's right. Yeah.
So, but basketball is probably the second best because they could, other than not really having any defense, you at least get to see all the offense you can. Hockey, nobody's really going to hit anybody, and all know football. In fact, they might have even canceled the Pro Bowl. I thought I saw something like they're not even going to do one this year. Because it's the worst. I don't think anybody cares about
worst. Yeah, that's what I seen that too. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's like flag football kind of thing with professionals. But no, I think the NBA does a good job, and so yeah, looking forward to it. Maybe we'll do a little All-Star game preview as we get closer to that because it's coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. Well, wonderful to see you as always. Thank you, fans, for watching, joining. Please subscribe, share on your social with some of your peeps. As I always say, if you like the video, share it with some friends. If you don't like the video, share it with some enemies. Make them suffer. Make them lose, 20 minutes of their life that they'll never be able to get back. Anyway.
Have a good one, folks. See you next time.
All right.